right now, ladies and gentlemen. Semi-Pro Castle Tournament, $50 going to the winner. Right now, we're in the prelims today. We just had Jaws and Zed. Jaws won, so Jaws going on, Zed going home. Some great games if you missed it. Ardee versus Burg now, winner going on, loser going home. Then we have Cold and Ed in another hour. The 3 winners from today are playing tomorrow in a round-robin style championship. So let's talk about the players real quick. I want you guys to get to know them, get a feeling for them. We got Ardee fighting out of the UK, age 20. Game mode, no preference. Yuri's Revenge, Red Alert 2, he'll crush you on either. He prefers Allied Faction. QM rank 20 to 35, range roughly. Time played, only a year. Played when he was younger, obviously like most of us did, but only been playing about a year competitively. Mostly it plays first-person shooters. A couple notable finishes here, D1 and D2. He was the first place on the Crater map last month. He won D2 and D1. Burg, the man himself, fighting out of the US of A, age 28, prefers Yuri's Revenge. No faction preference. 25-ish QM range, rank, time played about 5 years. 3 competitively, also plays Hearthstone, and he was the second place finisher on the Kong map right behind Zane. That was the second Blitz tournament a couple months ago. So, Burg's been out of the Blitz scene just a bit here. He started early on. He was actually one of the early creators with me. He made the first batch of Blitz maps, and then played really well in the Kong tournament. Played a lot of good show matches on there. Then he was kind of out of it for a little while. Hasn't played much lately. He was moving, didn't have a computer, some stuff like that. So back in it this month in the semi-pro division, taking on Ardee. And Ardee's OP. So like we said, Ardee doesn't have that same time experience as Burg, but time played. But he has gotten in a lot of Blitz reps, and a strong traditional player as well with that QM ranking 20s, 30s. So Ardee's tough, and Ardee's been getting a lot of reps in with these guys like Jaws. He's been playing a lot and looking really, really strong. So we'll see what he can bring right here. Let's get into it. Oh, did he ready up? I thought he readied up. He readied up. So versus Sov, Burg in yellow. Yup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another round of the Blitz World Series.
And here we go. We got Burg in yellow, again out of the US of A on the right. Ardee in red, fighting out of the UK on the left. So versus Sov, to start things off here, it is set faction. So versus Sov, Allied versus Allied. Then we'll start splitting them up. So versus Allied, Allied versus Sov. Best of 5. Best of 5. A mod over these mods. Yeah, my mods are fighting with the mods. You guys know how it goes. Let's see. Can we get the predictions in? Can we make sure the prediction is closed? Let's see what people are feeling here.
I've got the knowledge.
Ardee and Burg, and Ardee a pretty heavy favorite here. Like we talked about, guys, for those of you who kind of watch, Kirov Reporting, aka Jaws' stream, there's a group of these guys that have been practicing a lot this month. Ardee is in that group, takes Blitz very, very seriously, and has proven himself a very strong player, winning a couple of the divisions last month. So Ardee's tough, and I think people, traditionally speaking, Burg is a higher level player, but I think people, we've seen so much here. Blitz reps, time on the map is so important. So Ardee able to take that nuclear reactor, and Burg's just going to destroy it. Burg is just going to destroy it here, but we're going to see Ardee try to hang on to it. Ardee brings out his own sentry gun and brings his tanks up, and a goofy little first engagement here on the top side. And these are tricky. These early engagements are so decisive early on, especially in mirrored factions. The player who's able to pull ahead here can oftentimes use that to leverage himself into getting some more value in the early opening and carry it into the mid game as well if he's lucky. So Burg does lose that top engagement, but Ardee is broke, had to build a couple sentry guns there, so Ardee broke at the moment. Ardee going to push in here. He likes his tank advantage. He's just going to try to push. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, if Burg with the sentry gun, Burg now bringing out conscripts, does kill those dogs. Burg should be able to hold here, but yeah, Ardee's tough. Ardee likes to smother his opponents like this, and especially, playing someone like Burg, that he hasn't got as many reps in on the map. You want to take advantage of that. You don't want a player like Burg to posture up and move into the late game where his traditional skills can be leveraged a bit more. Ardee wants to take advantage of what he knows, make something happen early. So Burg does snipe that nuclear reactor, but massive splash damage on his tanks, and now a bit of a kind of a base trade here, which Burg can't really afford to do. Does take that nuclear reactor, but not really enough. Not really going to be enough compensation. Honestly, the splash damage on his rhinos is pretty devastating. Ardee already on Battle Lab tech, so he's able to build a nuclear reactor to get his power back online. And so a sentry gun to counter that Deso, and now a Boris and a Kirov out from Ardee. We've seen a lot from a lot of these Soviet players is super early tech on the castle map. These walls are kind of delaying and slowing down the usual early Rhino rushes. So these top level players, this is pretty common now to see these players going with this early tech, bringing out the Kirov. But Burg does pull ahead on this tank exchange here. Does have to pull back without a now shooting. Oh, that shooting that Boris. I was like shooting a tree. So flat cannons to counter the Kirov, and he's just going to target these flat cannons, possibly clear way for the next one. Can he get this Kirov? Can he get the Kirov in time? Another flat cannon out. And I think this counter is nice. The flat cannons, they're expensive, they take power, but they're more permanent. And you know that Ardee's just going to keep pumping the Kirovs whenever he has a chance. Burg now out with a drone to counter those Desos. These players are really, really going at each other right now. Ardee's looking super tough, but Burg is proving his level and definitely hanging in here right now and making Ardee work for this. Okay, and so now, and Burg gonna go topside. He does have a nice little tank advantage here. He's gonna try to make something happen. We've talked about that before. You can't just sit back on your heels. You do gotta be looking for the counter punch. He's gonna dive on this oil. He has to get it, but he's in a bottleneck. Oh, and a force shield. And so, because Burg was in that bottleneck there, he wasn't able to get enough shots on. And Ardee used a force shield, which is a great move. That would have been a big chain reaction. It would have taken the nuclear reactor with it. That oil, probably that radar. I like that move from Burg. He saw a good opening there, but just wasn't able to convert it. And a quick counter from Ardee with that force shield. Does put him low power though. And so, ooh, and a big Deso hit, and Ardee and Burg's just gonna choose to dive here. Does get a nice hit though, but loses everything with it. And Ardee's Dreadnought on the bottom side is doing work. And Burg's army melts there. It was a decent hit, but was it enough compensation? Difficult to say. And now this Dreadnought's doing work, but it is right on the shore, so he could bring these Rhinos down. Yep, couldn't bring the Rhinos down to snuff out that Dreadnought. Ardee on 11k. So Ardee with Naval, Iron Curtain, and 11k here. Burg is in a very, very tight spot. Burg needs to be thinking about wacky Hail Mary plays here, realistically. Yeah, so the Iron Curtain defensively, the only thing Burg has going for him is a slight tank advantage. So I like this from Ardee. The defensive Iron Curtain, totally fine here to trap these tanks. And look at all these flat cannons. I do like the flat cannon move from Burg. I think that is the correct decision here. But with that, Burg just did lose his tank advantage as well. Yeah. Burg looking tough, though. It's interesting to say, you know, on some of these maps we've seen, I'll say that on a lot of these maps, Sov versus Sov is where you're going to see traditional skills able to convert the most. You know, where you see most traditional skills like general Rhino Wars and stuff like that. But this map has been kind of an exception. You know, you saw here that Burg was able to win a lot of tank battles. He's going to win another tank battle. So you see this microing, this tank control from Burg is better, and he's doing a great job with it. But ultimately, Ardee's playing a very different game. He's now got 5 Dreadnoughts on the bottom side. He's got Kirovs coming in. And yeah, the winning the tank battles wasn't enough. And now Ardee using these conscripts to hold off these Rhinos, which will work perfectly. And so with Burg being confined to the back of his base, now you're going to see the issues with it. If you don't get out of your base, you start seeing, obviously, these oil derricks become a big liability. Kirov AFK on the right side. And Burg gonna try to go through that back way again and just wants that oil. Burg just wants the oil. Burg says, I'll lose, I don't care, just give me this goddamn oil. And he Iron Curtains it! Burg can't catch a break around here. But Burg is countering these Dreadnoughts nicely with 4 flat cannons, which is hilarious. Completely has shut down these Dreadnoughts. Trying to find a different angle now. That's a good idea from Ardee going off to the side. I don't think it's gonna work, but I like where his head's at. And I feel like the only thing Ardee has these trick things going on. He's got a nuke, he's got the water, he had some Kirovs. I feel like he's not just pumping Rhinos though. Like if he also had the Rhinos, he's letting Burg like weirdly hang in this because of his Rhinos. And Burg does take out all those Desos. But yeah, so now he does find more of an opening for the Dreadnoughts by switching up the angles here. Yeah, Ardee just kind of needs to even out on Rhinos as well. But the other thing that Burg needs to be considering here is run out the clock. Play the clock in this situation. is definitely the move for Burg. It's only a couple more minutes. If Burg can hang in there, try to win on points. He's gotten a lot of kills. That's the only thing you can do in these situations, though. No reason to throw it. No reason to quit out. If the clock could come down to it, try to win on points. Pick up some points while you can. Kill everything you can while you can. Boris out now from Ardee. Iron Curtain only gets a couple of the tanks, though. Boris gets gunned down, pushing in with Desos. Yeah, and you see Burg. So Burg, finally we see someone juicing up these towers. People have not been fortifying these towers enough. Oh, the nuke is coming. Ooh, the nuke. That's bad news. Look at this. This is like the juiciest nuke target ever. And so we see the nuke coming. The nuke coming. Ready for it. Here comes the nuke. And Burg's base is looking juicy. It's so tight. Where's the nuke coming? It's going to be nasty. Okay, not so bad. Not the worst I've ever seen. Burg looking for the counter punch, now in the back of his base, but not enough units to do much. And again, wants that oil. Just wants the oil. Can't get it. These dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts should be running out of ammo soon. Just kidding, that's not a thing. Yeah, enough dreads could push through. Already on 20k, so Ardee needs to be spamming everything. Ardee doesn't want to let this come to time. There's no reason to let it come down to the timer if you're up. But Burg, why is Burg so far ahead on tanks? I don't get it. Is Ardee building tanks? Someone keep an eye on Ardee's war factory. Can he get the oil? He finally gets the oil. It doesn't take another chain reaction from Burg. And Burg is harvesting points right now. And it is going to come down to time. Ardee's not going to be able to close this out. So now it's all about collecting points wherever you can. Killing whatever units you can. And again in the back of his base. Yeah, so interesting thing to note here, if Ardee was the allied player, his Hornets, his aircraft carrier planes, when they die, they would be giving him points. So Ardee would be way behind on points right now. Interesting to note. I'm pretty sure. And Burg, and the timer goes. Ardee does take it home, but not by a lot. Burg looked tough there. Like Ardee. Yeah. I mean, both players look good, but that was kind of surprising from Burg. You know, I think obviously you guys saw the prediction. A lot of people put Ardee as a pretty heavy favorite here, but Ardee looked really nice there. Or sorry, Burg. Both players looked good, but Burg showed a pretty good understanding of the map. Burg also showed a really good ability to hang on there somehow, which was pretty tough. Ardee seemed way up. Ardee wasn't building tanks. I feel like he was trying to do all that crazy stuff. The nuke, the Iron Curtain, the dreads. And then he was just trying to control Burg's army with Desos. And Burg was just countering the Desos with drones, doing a really, really good job of managing his tanks. Great tank control from Burg. But Ardee does take that one home on points fairly decisively. But Burg, yeah, hanging in there. All right. Ardee, the man himself, takes home point number 1. Yeah, it's interesting. It'd be interesting to see another few minutes where that one would have gone. All right, so now we see Allied versus Allied, and this is a point where knowing the map is big, knowing what to do with Allied, and we see Burg coming out of his castle wall early on with Allied. It's not very common to do this. From the top level players, most Allied players are pumping their Eagles, pumping their tech from the safety of their walls. Does snipe out that IFV. Burg knows the early air is coming. He's going to pump IFVs here to counter. Should work pretty well. And he's going to build some stationaries as well, going Patriot missiles. And so now Ardee bringing some GIs possibly. Nope, just using up the bunkers. Would be interesting. A GI rush here actually could be pretty interesting. And so Burg is going to try to get this nuclear reactor, and Ardee's going to try to counter with Eagles. Oh, hovering. Man, this is a game of microing right now. Oh, he's not able to get the engineer out and not able to get an Eagle either. So Ardee looking tough with these Eagles right now, and Burg going for the nuclear reactor again. Okay. GIs. Does take that barracks out, but Ardee is losing some Eagles now. Paradrop doesn't get much done. So Burg is able to secure the nuclear reactor. Ardee, yeah, so Ardee has his Eagles. He's managing pretty good. Burg's economy is a little strapped, but he's on 5 oil. So Burg's economy is going to start rolling here pretty strong. And Burg is just pumping IFVs. Interesting to see, you know, Burg not going for the stationary defenses more here. Yeah, so we do see some proactive Patriot missiles, and that's, I think, a good counter because now Burg has to get his AFC out, and he has to get his AFC out, and he has to try to protect it. And that's going to be very, very difficult as Ardee already has the 4 Eagles out, and Ardee certainly will make that his MO to keep Burg from getting his AFC out. And so Burg, I think, might try to take that at the airport as well, but Ardee out now, so Ardee's got Mirage tanks out there going to hard counter these IFVs. And so with Burg not being able to get tech out here, Burg's in a pretty tough spot. And Burg a little split here, but the IFVs are getting melted on the top side. Burg was distracted on the bottom side, and the IFVs, oh god. Oh, the IFVs just got melted from those GIs, and now the Mirage is pushing in. This is a really, really bad spot for Burg. That paradrop on the top side, Burg just kind of missed it. He let his IFVs get melted, and then he had to pull his Grizzlies. Now he's got no tanks left. And Ardee should be able to drop the hammer here. Ardee not able to get through to take that AFC, but Burg with no tanks. Ardee now with a naval yard. Yeah, and I like Burg. Burg going down swinging here, but tries to dive in. Has to dive the Rockies to take out that Prism tank. Just trying to delay his death a bit here. The paradrop on the top. Gonna take that oil and gonna take a couple with it. And now the aircraft carrier coming. Burg's got a paradrop on the right side. If that paradrop can take out an entire base, Burg could have a chance here. Yeah, the tech race. Yeah, the tech race is huge. Getting behind on tech, allied versus allied, is very, very tough. If you're not going to go tech, then you got to get some early compensation. So those IFVs from Burg could be nice, but he needs to be looking to counterpunch with them, I think. Like, pumping those IFVs to counter the air was nice, but then he's got to try to get down and harass Ardee a little bit. I think, would have been the idea here, but Burg is actually... Burg's making this interesting a little bit. Ardee not really dropping the hammer the way that he should be in these matches, but at the same time, patience is key. He doesn't want to make any big blunders. He's up. He's got time, so we might as well systematically move slow and take him out. But we did see in that last match, Burg was clawing his way back into that match. Yeah, the IFVs to counter the AFC or the 3 aircraft carriers down there. And Burg somehow got his battle lab. What is Ardee doing with these Eagles? Why don't these Eagles come? So Burg is gapped up, but I'm not sure. Ardee's Eagles are AFK. They should be controlling Burg's tech here. So allowing Burg to get tech was a big mistake from Ardee. I don't know. I mean, I forget. Burg has the nuclear reactor, too. I don't know. Somehow Burg's in this game. I'm really confused, but I love it because I love a comeback. Absolute ninja moves from Burg right now. Snipes the battle lab. He's going to get an oil, Derek. Oh, my God. And here come the Eagles going to take that nuclear reactor. So now Burg is low power. And so that nuclear reactor early on is very, very interesting for the allied player because as the Soviet player, if you lose it late game, it's fine. You can just build one. Allied, though, if you rely on the nuclear reactor and then you lose it, Burg now has to build so many power plants to catch up. He's going to be low power for a minute. Eagles coming. A big chain reaction in the top side. That's the problem with not getting out of your base later on, obviously. And now Ardee now coming in. Remembers he doesn't have to go through the front gate. Blows a hole on the top side. A lot of prism tanks. Yeah, and you just see a lot of respect right now. Ardee's giving a lot of respect to Burg, just kind of questioning himself when to push, when not to push. Wow. Does get that oil, but loses a lot of eagles for it. And that's an elite prism tank. Does get snuffed out, though. Ardee pushes in with his own. Ooh, questionable control from Ardee's prism tanks. Gonna get a chain reaction here. Oh, he could have stayed on that oil. Wouldn't have been that big, I guess. I just like chain reactions. So now, finally, Burg doesn't have an army left, and finally, Ardee should be able to close this one out. Wow. Burg running with his MCV. Oh my god, Burg saves his MCV. How are we on time? A couple minutes.
2 minutes remaining.
2-minute warning here. Ardee, drop the hammer, buddy. Burg, and I like this though, you know, Burg, the series isn't over yet, and it's funny to kind of frustrate the opponent like this. You know, make them really work for it. And Burg's got these 2 grizzlies on the front line doing work. Where's Ardee's army? Ardee doesn't have any money. Ardee has to sell off 2 war factories. Again, guys, might as well make it come down to time. Unfortunately, these aircraft carriers... Uh-oh. Yep. Aircraft carriers to close things out. What a wacky point, man. What a wacky point. Man, Burg goes down swinging. Say what you want. And you know, these tactics are actually good. You know, like being good at this. In this case, well, I don't know. I was going to say in this case it doesn't matter, but I've already been wrong 10 times in this game, so who knows anymore. Generally speaking, though, you know, if this game would have been a minute or 2 later, he could have made it come down to time. Might as well make it come down to time. So delaying the game like this is a good tactic. In this case, it's not going to be enough. There's still about a minute left. But it's good. It's good to practice this. We've seen games before where the person who's losing is able to draw out the clock and win on points. Burg has an elite IFV. He forces the sell on the MCV. Oh my god, where's Burg's last building at? Wait. Wait a second. Oh. Wait. Wait, what? Oh my god. Holy shit. Holy shit. And that's why, okay, and there's... And that's why there's 2 lessons to be learned here. 1, drop the hammer. Know how to drop the hammer. 2, know how to prevent your opponent from dropping the hammer. Ardee said couldn't see your Patriot. So he had a Patriot missile behind the wall. Yeah, hide and seek. I don't know. Not really. I mean, if you... I mean, in wacky cases like that, but you got to drop the hammer earlier. Don't be scrambling for the last building in the last 5 seconds. And like, yeah, it's like Ardee was playing safe. He was playing calculated. He didn't want to blunder. But at the same time, I mean, that can happen. That can happen. It's all. I mean, the timer. You know, it's meant to promote aggressive play. Burg says he has a whole nother base top right. He's kidding. So we got So now Ardee goes Sov. Aw, Balth doesn't like the timer. Balth, I have it. I have a note. I have it already written down. Balth does not like the timer. You don't have to tell me every time. I know, buddy. I got a note written. It's stuck right to my monitor. I'll never forget. I promise. Oh, I'm adding an asterisk to the note. I'm going to say Balth generally doesn't like the timer. He would prefer a longer timer, but in some cases, Balth doesn't mind the timer. The problem is, can't have rubber matches, man. Can't have rubber matches. Can't have these long, drawn-out ones. Got to keep it quick. Got to keep it quick. It is 1-1. And to be fair, but that's one of those things where it's not like we've had games. There's been some worse ones. We've had worse timer situations. On that one, it's like Burg did an incredible job staying alive and collecting points, and it was kind of amazing. And I don't know, Burg getting rewarded for that isn't the worst thing that's ever happened in my life, because Burg was working at that. Like, he ate up so many prism tanks, and the IFV on the backside, that elite IFV doing work. Really, really wacky here. 1-1. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We have had it go. Have had it go both ways. I think the other thing too is I think as players get used to the timer, it'll be kind of different. Like, players will start thinking, like, they'll start realizing when they have enough time. Like, you know, the timer's a made-up concept, so a lot of players don't think of it. Like, when you hear the 2-minute warning, you know, players need to be thinking, like, all right, if I don't want this to come down to points, I got to push, you know? So Ardee able to get in and get that airport. Ardee now with Soviet, and this is a really interesting build here. We see Ardee sticking behind the castle walls. He's going to go early tech. And bringing the flak tracks up to counter on the top side. Burg going to try to hang on to that nuclear reactor. Going to bring his Grizzlies up. And Burg as Allied building outside of the walls. And I am pretty sure we are about to see Allied versus Soviet, and we are going to see Allied pump Grizzlies and be aggressive, and we're going to see Soviet sit back and build tech. Very, very odd, but it's interesting to see Ardee with a lot of respect for Burg's tank control. He's lost a lot of tank battles this match so far, and I think he, yeah, pretty comfortable. MJ with the raid. With the raid. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And yeah, and so Burg does have some Eagles behind him here, but Burg going heavy Grizzlies. Now, what is the counter for this Patriot missile? And needs to watch that paradrop. Kind of annoying that he has that paradrop. You shouldn't have to worry about the Soviet player's paradrop. Burg, and again, I'd like to see Burg clear a bigger opening for himself. You can sell the nuclear reactor. A lot of players forget. You can sell the nuclear reactor. Ooh, does Chain React. Chain Reacts takes the IFVs with it. Oh, these conscripts doing work. Really, really unfortunate. I'd like to see Burg go down here and just take out that airport if he can. Really, really annoying to have to deal with that. Didn't lose anything because conscripts are a joke, but... So, we do see Ardee's out with this Iron Curtain. And again, so we talked about this. Burg lost that nuclear reactor. He was relying on it. Now he is low power. Maybe he's caught up. He did just build a gap generator. Hard to say. Ardee in the water. Wow, look at the... Oh, because of the airport. I was like, what just happened? How far can you build a naval yard? So now I'm going to push these Desos in. Ooh, 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 ooh. And yeah, and now all smoking Grizzlies. And that's really, really tough. And a Dreadnought out as well. And so Ardee, that was really interesting from Ardee. All those bunkers are going to do work, but the Iron Curtain here, that was a really good play by Ardee. Ardee kind of sat back, went tech, and somehow also had a nice batch of Rhinos. Burg just got in a bad spot. That Deso just completely cleaned out his army. I love that from Ardee. And he kind of baited him a bit by playing back like that. It probably made him think he was going to play more passive. That was beautiful from Ardee. An absolute work of art. To be able to have Iron Curtain, Dreadnoughts, and a batch of tanks that quick. Kirov, Dreadnoughts, Iron Curtain, and a batch of tanks. Yeah. Ardee had that one Already had that play written down for sure. It's best of 5. Well, I always have the series on the right side of the screen. That's okay, buddy. Happy to tell you. All right, so now... Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. This map especially, the I don't know, maybe all maps are like this, but players just didn't have the experience or the understanding of Blitz enough to see it. You know, Blitz as a game, the meta, so the meta as a whole is growing, while at the same time, obviously each map has its own meta. So it's kind of interesting to see though, but this map especially, we've seen the faction differences are so different. And you really have to have a play for each. You got to have your Sov versus Sov plan, your Allied versus Allied plan, your Allied versus Sov, and your Sov versus Allied. And I think that's where we're seeing Ardee's reps really coming in here. He had he had that exact plan down. Every single move he did there, he had planned out, and Burg didn't have an answer for it. But it was pretty tough. I'm not sure what the answer would be for a move like that. Ardee's a tough player. But Burg making it happen here. It is match point, best of 5. So Burg fighting to stay alive. Ardee fighting to end this one before Burg can make anything else happen. Burg out with the early Rhinos, and we're going to see some GGVs to counter. And the GGVs can shoot over walls. Good to know, good to know. The Rhinos cannot shoot through walls, obviously. And so Ardee's going to get down and take that airport, get those free early GIs. I think Burg will just go down and take this out. GVs, GGVs. Trying to counter a bit here, a bit annoying. Now a pillbox would be annoying here. Does get some early damage done. So Burg has to decide, does he go for the pillbox and risk another, or go for the airport or risk another pillbox? Just pulls out. But that is going to be some nice free units here. And we see Ardee delaying his tech. Ardee going for these early GGVs to defend himself and delaying tech. No AFC. Which we've obviously seen Ardee with a lot of early air stuff, so very different here. And Burg is clearing himself an opening, and I think this makes perfect sense for the Soviet player. A player like Ardee who clearly has a play in his book. Don't let him do what he wants to do. Bring the conscripts, bring the Rhinos, let's go to war early. A sniper out now, multiple snipers out to thin out these conscripts for Ardee. Good counter. They might not have the rate of fire to be able to catch up here. And so Burg does push in and take out a lot of pillboxes though, a lot of pillboxes. Snipers pumping, and Ardee's Burg's gonna get a nice chain reaction here if he can get it. Doesn't get the oil, loses his army with almost no compensation. Beautiful hold from Ardee. Ardee was pumping those snipers. Burg tried to counter him, but Ardee just had good barracks placement there and was just able to keep it pumping. Ardee's paradrop on the top side takes out an oil derrick. Burg has another wave coming. We're going to see Burg again. Burg's just going heavy Rhinos. And Burg has the money. He's fine right now. He's on a lot of oils, and without pushing tech, he's got the Rhinos for it. So now with these snipers out, pretty much hard counters the conscripts, so he's going to have to do it with straight Rhinos. No anti-air in that group, so falls back to his flat cannon. And that elite IFV from Ardee is super annoying. Yeah, he's going to go downfield and try to make something happen with it. Those elite IFVs do work. They're so fast. They're in and out. Yeah, once you get an elite IFV, be looking downfield, look for an opening, try to make something happen. Another paradrop, bottom right. Throw a couple Desos back at your base. Well, not Burg. Burg doesn't have a radar, but so yeah, so Burg. Oh my God. Look at that elite IFV going off right now. Oh, gonna go topside and get the oil. Oh my God. Wow. And now the Eagles, and this is where it gets incredibly difficult for the Soviet player. And without tech, he does have his radar now, so we can bring out some Desos to try to slow down these Mirages. And you hate to have to resort to it again, but Burg could be looking to try to bring this game down to the clock. Early game though, only at 4 minutes right now. About 6 minutes left, 7 minutes left. Oh my god, this Elite IFV is the MVP of this entire tournament. Wow. Wow. But really good job from Ardee using it. Does lose that Elite IFV topside, but here come the Eagles. What's the target? Goes for the MCV, switches to the oils, loses a lot of Eagles, but Ardee doesn't have a ton of money, but plenty of money to keep building Eagles, keep building Mirages, keep himself in this game, and close the game, theoretically. But it is a lot of Rhinos. Burg should probably be looking. Oh, Burg doesn't have a radar now. Ardee, yeah, both players decent amount of money right now. Not sure what Burg's move is. Gonna push through the bottom. Maybe try to take that oil and get a chain reaction. Oh god, Desos himself, but takes the Mirages and just gonna drive right through. Oh my god. Oh my god. Takes the MCV. Takes the AFC. That's his last War Factory. That's Ardee's last War Factory. No way. No way. Oh my god, he saves the War Factory. Oh my god, he saved the War Factory. Wow, a beautiful push from Burg. But Ardee just pulled his Mirages out. Didn't want to risk him getting on the radiation. And now Burg bringing out conscripts instead of Desos. Here comes the Deso. Deso down. Not able to get the Deso down. Ardee needs to get that barracks out. Does get a Deso. Again, doesn't get the Deso down. Wow, so if Burg could have gotten that War Factory, we'd be playing a very different game right now. Even as it stands, Burg has somehow pulled himself back into this game. Now, do a quick head count. Ardee does have an AFC and a War Factory, and we see Burg switch over to Tech, and Ardee quits out! Oh my god. I just need to shut up. I have no idea. This whole series, I have been wrong every single time I've said something. Every single time. Oh my god, this game is an absolute treat. Wow. What a beautiful afternoon. Hats off to both these players, giving me so much entertainment. Wow, I love it. I love it. I love it. So game number 5, we are going to switch over to no timer. So game number 5, if at match point, there is no timer now. If it goes 2 hours, it goes 2 hours. And we'd be happy to see it. And both players can pick their own factions. So picking their own factions and no timer. Oh my gosh, we are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 5. We got the hype tank to get us going. Legend redeems the hype tank. Love it. Smary's making me a barn burner animation, but I don't have it yet. Smary, if we had the barn burner animation, can you imagine? We haven't had this happen yet because we just switched over to no timer last a week ago. So we haven't had any games go long yet in Blitz. We've always had the 10-minute timer. This new no timer is a new thing. So again, guys, no timer. Game number 5 here in the semi-pro bracket. Winner of this does go on to the championship series tomorrow and stays in the tournament with a chance to go pro and a chance at the big prize this month. But loser of this does go home. So both players want this. Burg scraping and clawing, pulling on his traditional skill, his superior tank control, and making some incredible decisions in this match so far. Ardee, top-level Blitz player, using his Blitz knowledge, using his Blitz playbook here, and using his knowledge of the map to put himself ahead early on, but just hasn't proven an ability to drop the hammer against Burg. And to be fair, you can't blame him. Burg has been making it an incredibly difficult all series long. And so yeah, I'm excited to see it. Again, both players did pick their own factions here. So we see Allied versus Soviet. This is the factions that we just saw as well. This were the factions that that Burg was just able to take home. Wait, is that right? Burg just won. Yeah, Burg just won Soviet versus Allied. So Burg did just win Soviet versus Allied, and again, Burg building himself back a little bit, going to take that nuclear reactor. And we see Ardee again, similar, opening out with the GGVs to try to defend himself. He's got a sniper out. Last game we did see Burg try to bring a Connie rush, so Ardee's just kind of preparing, playing back behind his castle walls. He's going to push his eagles. He's going to push his tech, try to stay alive through the opening, resist the early rhino pressure, get his eagles flying, get his tech going, and try to roll through from there. And Burg says, let's just take the airport off the field. Let's forget about it. I don't want the conscript paradrop. I don't want you to get the GI paradrop. Let's take it off the board. Takes the paradrop out. Ardee out now with just one eagle doing some scouting. Just trying to get a feel for what Burg's doing. It's a good idea. Again, guys, it's an interesting map. You can't get the dogs in early. So Burg is blind right now. He does not know what Ardee's building. And Burg's going to go topside. We've talked about this. Destroy the wall early. Why not? These GGVs cause a lot of issues, though, because the GGVs can shoot over walls. They can shoot over walls, so Burg needs to be careful, but I like that. Knock down the gates so when you're ready, you can go. And we do see a paradrop on the back right, and a key to victory here is Burg controlling these paradrops. Love to see him just throw some dogs back there. His rhinos, some pathing issues here, getting a little bit out of control. But the GGV is going to push in and try to make something happen, and Burg not moving over to counter as quickly as I'd like. But I don't question Burg at this point because he's proven himself as an absolute monster, mastermind. We don't question Burg anymore. I don't question Ardee anyway, because I don't know what's going on. I've called this series, I've called each game back and forth wrong 17 times. So, both players certainly capable of surprises. Does get the eagles in, get a nice snipe. Definitely a key to victory here for Ardee, is staying busy with those eagles. But we will see Burg go for stationary defenses, bringing out those flat cannons, just trying to shut down the eagles altogether, which I think is certainly the move. Now, Ardee does have his mirages out to counter these rhinos. Possible Deso bomb? Could be a Deso bomb. Yep, Deso's coming. So he's going to use this bottleneck here, and this is a very interesting situation to attack from with this castle wall coming from the top side. He's got his Deso bomb ready, so Burg's got his Desos ready. He's going to send the Desos in. Sends the rhinos in first, though. Oh, none of the Desos get down. He's going to dive on an oil. 4 shields, the oil. Oh, an absolutely beautiful counter from Ardee. Not a single Deso got deployed. If they would have, that would have completely swung this point. One Deso in that group would have done massive damage. Not a single one got deployed. There were some snipers, so as soon as they deployed, he was able to kill it. And then another quick force shield from Ardee. Ardee's been quick on the force shield all series, and it saved him. It saved him several times. A lot of snipers to counter these Desos, and that's what it's going to be all about here. The Deso bomb to thin out these mirages is exactly what Burg needs, and Ardee has to try to avoid it. It's as simple as that. Prism tanks coming out in now. We see Ardee switching from defense to offense. Going to hide behind that gap generator and start trying to push Burg back. And this is going to be coming very, very quick. We see the naval yard out as well now, so aircraft carriers will be coming. And both players, decent amount of money, so they can do what they want right now. But these prism tanks are going to cause a lot of issues. Ooh, but throws his prism tanks out of position. Does sack for the nuclear reactor. Good move, put some low power. And so Burg, again, we saw this last time. He Desos his own tanks to take out Ardee's, but we see Ardee had a group of reserves. He had a group of mirages on the edge, not in the thick of it. They avoided the Deso bomb, so Burg took himself out. He took out some of Ardee's army, but not enough of it. And I'd say Burg's out of it, but I've said it before and I've been wrong. So who knows at this point? Who knows at this point? Aircraft carrier on the bottom side. Yeah, these prism tanks are going to be pretty tough here. Burg on 12K. Ardee's economy's thinning out a little bit, but he's just building a lot. But these prism tanks, I think Burg has to try to put a lot of mirages. Does he have a Deso bomb ready? Trying to get a Deso bomb. Whoa, big chain reaction from those eagles. Burg loses his MCV. Gonna try to make a desperate push here. And Ardee doesn't look like he wants to make the same mistakes again. Looking a little bit more confident here. He's not gonna put up with any more of Burg's funny business. Closing things out here. Pant Patrol with the follow. Thanks for the follow, buddy. And Ardee does pull that one home. Wow, what a banger. What an absolute banger.